You guys have been asking me to make this, so I'm getting into it. Let's make the viral sourdough strawberry breakfast bars. Starting off strong with 2 cups of oats. Then we're coming in with 3/4 cup of flour. Now we're going to pour that in with our oats. I've been trying to chill out on the sugar, so we're using monk fruit, and it calls for a 1/2 cup of sugar, so I'm going to use a little less so that I can add my maple syrup in there, probably around like a teaspoon if I had to guess. And we're just going to mix this up until it becomes the consistency of brown sugar, which would be like a wet sand. After you've got your consistency down, you want to go ahead and dump it in here. Put a little bit of dibby dab of cinnamon, around a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Measure with your heart. Now we're just going to mix this all in and incorporate it well. Now to add our wet ingredients. You are going to melt 6 tablespoons of coconut oil or butter. I just was running out of butter, so I used coconut oil. Use a bowl, use a coffee cup, it doesn't really matter. Just let it cool before you pour it in. Now we're coming in with a cup of sourdough, and mine was super stiff, so I had to get it a little bit wet when I put it in my bowl, and then I decided it was probably best to just go ahead and throw it in my mixer to make sure that everything was getting incorporated really well. You want it to almost look like cookie dough when you're done with it in the mixer. This right here is perfect. This is what you want it to look like after it gets done mixing. Now you need to scrunch up your parchment paper. Don't come after me. I couldn't find any unbleached parchment paper. Okay, so bleached it is. Now you just add your mixture into the pan, probably about 1/2. I'm not gonna lie to you, I didn't really like the ratio. I think I probably would have doubled this next time, but whatever. You want to flatten it just like that. Get your strawberry jam or grape or whatever. It literally doesn't matter. Be creative. But the most important part is you want to spread it very evenly. Apparently you're not supposed to be heavy on the edges, but I didn't listen to that and it turned out fine. Do what you will. Now we're going to get the remaining 1/2 of that and we're just going to crumble it over the top evenly. And I went ahead and pressed down on it just to make sure that it baked well and that it came out looking half decent. Once you get done pressing everything in, it is time to bake that pretty baby. Set that timer for 30 minutes and you wait very patiently. I don't advise you doing this hungry because it's excruciating. Once she's done, you're going to go ahead and pull it on out of the oven. And we're going to cut it up, which I'm going to just fair warn you, this is incredibly messy, but the bottom part is solid. So don't worry about it falling apart. It just gets a little messy when you're cutting it. And you get to see my unedited reaction of burning my mouth and also the seal of approval at the end letting you know that it is indeed delicious and worth it.